We're live. Hello. Thanks for joining, everyone. We've got Damien with us here this evening.
Hiya.
So, very exciting. Damien supported my channel when I first started out, so very grateful for that. Thank you.
I did. I found you quite early on.
Yeah. And we all also need to watch Damien's videos because you need to get some watch hours up, don't you?
Well, I need another 1,500 watch hours.
Yeah. So everyone needs to just watch Damien's videos on repeat.
Yeah. Start from the beginning. There's 82 videos on there. Just start from the beginning, go through.
Yeah. Yeah, just leave
it.
it.
I'll get there. I'll get there. I'm in no rush. I mean, I was my. So this is what happens when you take a year off.
Yeah.
It's like because it counts it over the last 365 days. If you don't do it for you, they say, "Hi, you're falling back," and then they'll kick you off. So then you'll get back up and get back on again. So I've got 2,500, and I'll get there in the next month or so. I think.
Yeah.
So. You don't earn a lot anyway. It's about £4 a video roughly.
Yeah.
And do one a week. It's a coffee, and
Yeah.
So some people think you earn thousands off them, and you really don't. Even Nick doesn't earn enough to live on.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's quite like a common misconception, isn't it? Once you're monetized on YouTube, people suddenly think you're going to be rich. But
you're going to be millionaires. Not everyone's Jake Paul and KSI. No. As much as we would like their fame and fortune.
Yeah.
Yeah. It pays for a coffee a video. That's essentially it.
Yeah. Never mind. We'll get you there though, Damien. We'll get you back up there.
We'll get there. Give it another few weeks.
Yeah. So tell me, what got you into reselling?
Right now, this is a long story, and if you like, I can't remember if I said it in my first video or not. Going back, it's been a long time since I watched them. I first started on eBay back in 1999.
Wow.
And this was I was doing retail arbitrage before it was even
a thing
as such, because me and a friend we ended up selling. He ran a toy shop in London. And so this is just when the internet was started going and eBay was just started going. We discovered that we could sell Beanie Babies. That he had an account with Ty, and he was getting them in for it was buying them for £5 each and selling them for about $100. The British exclusive for $100 each to America. And then I just ended up going around all the toy shops in the London area, buying out all their things. So it was retail arbitrage, but it was one specific product. And then the market fell out of that very quickly after about a year or so of doing that. And we were making tens of thousands a month.
Yeah.
But only for a few months. So we made I think the biggest month we would make £30,000 in turnover in 1 month.
Wow.
But and then the next month it was like 10,000, and then it was 2,000, and it's like the market just went like that in the space of a few weeks. So we were saying then, so it was, and that's all I wanted to do. Ever since that, that came and went, and we stopped doing it, and we parted company. I moved out of the area, and ever since then, it's like I want another eBay business. This is really good. It didn't occur to me at any point that I could just sell random bits of pieces or anything like this. This was the days before YouTube or anything like that. I was, it was like, I need another Beanie Babies. I need another product that I could regularly get. And I was looking for the same product, so it was like lots of the same product.
Yeah.
And then I ended up in the NHS, and I ended up staying there for 10 years. And then you come across the YouTube videos of Nick, and it was actually here first I found, and then I found Nick, and unlike everyone else, and then it's like, you can sell lots of little one-offs, right, and then I did it, and then I started that, and then I quit my job like 4 months later. It's a little bit premature, but I've been full-time for 3 years now, but yeah, that's my story.
So you just kind of took the leap then, I suppose.
Yeah, I just hate it. I mean, I'm lucky enough that my other half's got very good income, so I can have a crap month and it doesn't matter. And if I was on my own, especially with the cost of living crisis as it is now, I would not be able to afford to live.
Yeah.
It's ups and downs. Last year was not as good as 2021. but it was still better than 2020. So hopefully this year will be better. But we did the maths, and it was like, it was really detrimental to my mental health to stay where I was.
Yeah.
I hated it. I was there for 10 years. I started off as a part-time 6-month contract, and I was still there after 10 years in the IT department of the NHS. So I wasn't frontline.
Yeah.
But it was a desk job doing IT, and I hated it. And then I fell into reselling, and that was in the August I started. That's right at the tail end of a boot sale season as well.
Yeah.
And it got to November, and it's like, this is taking up all my time, and it's time that I want to be spent. I want to be doing this. I don't want to be doing that job anymore. So it's like, sod it, I'm quitting my job. I handed in my notice. And I left my last day was election day.
Oh, right.
The one Boris won. And then about 3 weeks later, the news articles started coming out. So this weird new little virus in China that we need to let's pay attention to that. What's going on? Oh, everything will be fine. It's like that. And then 3 months later, it was in lockdown. So all the money that I had saved up, and it was like, it's fine. You can quit your job. We've got enough money to last like a year or two. Expensive, like everyone says you should do. It's just like, if you're going to go full time, make sure you've got expensive like that.
Yeah.
Didn't expect to blow through them all in the first 6 months.
No.
Went into lockdown, so the March, April, May, and June of that year, there was no opportunities for stock. I'd sold out everything that I'd built up over, the 6 months that I had been doing it so far until February. And it was like, okay, well, you did £300 that month. That's not going to be and spent all the saving money. So it's like for the first year after that, when we started coming out of lockdown, it was trying to claw back everything that I, get myself back into a starting point again. And I don't really think I did that until the end of 2021. And then 2022 wasn't, like I said, it wasn't as good. It wasn't as good.
Yeah.
Just what wasn't finding the stock, the quality of stock at the boot fairs, just hasn't been there. But it's a bit of an overcompensation for the milk and honey of 2021.
Yeah.
But I'm still going. I'm still here.
Yeah.
Just
about.
Just about.
I'm just gonna jump in the chat a moment if that's okay. So we've got Sharon in. Hello.
Hi, Sharon.
We've also got Leanne. And we've got Chop Chop, Busy Work Bang Bang. We've also got Kevin from Dreams Reselling. Hello. We've got Faye and Simon from Married to Reselling. We've got Leal from Fix It for Reselling. I always call him Leal. He knows that. I think most people know I just call him Leal. Wee Piece of Junie. And we've got Emma. Me and Emma are sourcing tomorrow. Cool. So that'll be fun. Who else is in here? We've also got Reseller Dan's in. Hello, thanks for joining. And we've also got Chris Tyler in. And Pete's in as well. Hello, thanks for joining. And Rich Secret Carper. Oh, hang on, I've missed you somewhere, Rich. There you are. Press the wrong one. It moved. It's moving. And we've got Richard Payne in as well. Hello. Thanks so much for joining, everyone. Oh, and we've got Ian J in as well.
So all my favourite chat friends are in tonight. So hi, all.
Do you just sell predominantly on eBay, or do you use other platforms as well?
I sell solely on eBay. I've tried a little bit of Depop. I don't do clothes as such anyway. I make a point not to do clothes. Every now and again you'll get a piece of, like a football top or something like that. But I hate clothes with a passion. I've got no interest in the brands. I've got no interest in washing, ironing. Like that. It's like I know the money. There's money there. I know there's good money there. But like the charity shops around my way, that they are all very much high street wear. It's all, you're your basic high street bank, your Georges and your Primarks and your Blue Harbours and like that's it. They siphon all the charity shops around my way. They siphon off all the good stuff, and then it doesn't even go out on the shop floor. So it's not like it's sitting there on the shelves and I'm just turning my nose up at it. It's not there. So I've dabbled with buying like kilo boxes of vintage. I bought a box back in like about a year and a half ago. Spent like 160 quid on it. I went through it. I picked out a couple of bits, and then I sat it in the corner. And then over last winter, the mice made their home in it and chewed.
Oh no!
So I chucked a good 150 quid's worth of inventory of cost, not profit. So it's good, like what £500-600 worth or whatever. All had to go in the bin because every single piece had some sort of chew mark in it.
Yeah,
some more than others, but that's what happens when you leave it. But but I don't do clothes. But
what's your favourite kind of stuff to pick up?
I like small electronics. I like media. Media is probably my biggest turnover. When you look at your categories, like is consistent. I know what I'm looking out for. There's still good money in in a lot of media, and that's what it's at. And it's more like the movies and TV shows and the box sets and all that sort of video games as and when I come across them. But the competition's so high. I don't sort of spend my time at the boot fairs like trying to go for that first because I'm competing with like a dozen other people all going, you've got any video games? You've got any video games at every single booth?
Yeah.
But, I'll just go around and get the other stuff that they're not looking for. And then if there's any video games that gets put out late, every now and again someone will just put something out as you just get there and you go, oh, how much is that? And it's like, thank you very much. But I like the small, easy, postable things, but I do like the electronics, cameras and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, like you say, there is still some money to have in media. You just got to kind of know what you're looking for, whether it's like a collector item or like a special print or something, don't you?
So all the standard stuff that I tend to even say it single DVDs and things like that, TV box sets. It's knowing what ones to look out for and whatnot. And it all adds up, and it is still quite abundant out there.
Yeah, definitely. Some people will notice that I've finally got round to making moderator as well. Finally found out how to do it.
Hey.
And Sharon, the reason I haven't done you, I was trying to do you, but there was a lot of Sharon Bradfords that kept popping up, and I couldn't find. Well, I wasn't sure which one was you, but now I can see you've got like the red S, because there was one with like a green S, a pink S, purple S, loads of different S's. So now I know that's you. I can add you on as well. And June has got a question for you. What's been your best ever pickup and your worst?
My best ever pickup would probably be if you've watched my videos. There was one I did a couple of years ago. It's my most watched video. It's got like 10,000 views. It's like me holding it. It's like it's got £700 written in the middle. It was a Scion 5MX, like little pocket organizer. I paid £2 for it. It was brand new. It was the comps at the time were £700, and one had actually sold for that price. So like about a month prior to that. But I think that was probably the only one that had sold that year going behind it. And so I put it up to £700, and it sat there for 6-7 months, and just gradually get price. And it went for just under 400 in the end. So it was still 2 into 400. Yeah. But I have found 3 Mewtwo's as well in 2021. None last year. So this year I want more.
Yeah, I still need to find one of those. I've never been able to find one.
Yeah, I found two in the same week, and then another one like later on in the season. And so they're still out there.
Yeah.
And I've seen other people cart them off in front of my nose.
Yeah.
Like, you jammy sods.
Yeah.
So they are there. But last year didn't find a single one.
Yeah. A lot of it is just like right place, right time, isn't it? It's where the luck's on your side.
Oh, absolutely. But you know, it's another one of those bolos that's known now. You know, so people are looking out for. It's one of the ones that sticks out, and people will pick it up.
Yeah.
As soon as they find it. But then again, Nick did pick one up sort of several hours into the jumble trail that he was at when he picked one up last year. It was there late in the day. So
yeah,
depends on your area and what you're looking at.
Yeah, definitely. Dreams, Kevin, very much same with electronics.
He's one of my biggest fans, is Kevin.
Oh, really?
Comments on every single video. Hi, Kevin.
Got Lewis Fernleyan. I have seen M's Den in here, so hello. I can't remember what your comment was now. Night's Life's in as well. Leo says lots of box sets out there that are worth a lot of money. You just need to know what to look for.
Yeah,
that's right.
Totally agree.
Yeah, that is correct. Question for Damo: are you missing the heat of the office compared with the cold of the storage unit?
A little bit. It was a bit chilly out there today, and this week. I mean, we've not really had too bad a winter so far, apart from the week at the beginning of December where it snowed.
Yeah.
And you know that lasted for a week, and this week it's been cold. But other than that, it's been quite comfortable. Just stick my blue body warmer on, and then I'm quite happy. I don't tend to spend too long down there anyway. I usually spend like a couple of hours down there at the time, because I will just batch all my photos up and do my shipping, and then everything I'll do from where I am now on the computer. So I'll do my listing here. So you know, it's like a couple of hours out in the cold ain't going to hurt anybody. So.
Yeah. When you list, do you do your photos first, or do you do all the rest of the listing first?
I do all the photos.
Yeah.
And then I will find myself similar. And then I will add the photos in, and you know, sometimes I'll do that down the unit as well if it's, you know, the weather's all right and it's okay down there. You know, so I'll scan the barcode, because I take all the photos on my phone. So you know, I don't have a camera, so it's easy that you've got the app on there. So take the photos, do self similar, off you go, and then I will, you know, do the desktop to finish listing, make it go live, because the desktop site's got the extra, it's like got the condition description as well as the actual description, so you know you need to have that.
And I know in like one of your last videos you were saying that you were going to start getting up and getting kind of the activity on a bit earlier in the day. How have you been finding doing
that? That lasted all of 3 days.
Did it?
It's like trying to get into a routine, but where it's just where like it's like things get in the way, and I'm trying to get into the routine. So I mean, I did my back in on Christmas Day. I fell over and I hurt my back, and I'm fine. But I wake up in the morning and I need painkillers to I'm like an hour before I can do anything. Plus other things get in the way, and like, you know, like I said today before the stream, so, you know, flat tire.
Yeah.
And yeah, need to go and get that repaired. So, and then we had the hitching meeting. So yeah, trying to get backwards and forwards. It's like I need to get into a routine. That's the routine I want to get into.
Yeah.
But stock's a little bit sporadic at the moment anyway. So it's like, because I want to have the listings ready the day before, and if I have a crap day, then I have forgot the listings, and you know, I didn't go down the unit on the weekend to try and get ready for Monday like I would usually do, because I, you know, weren't at home. So I do want to get back into it. I think like for the time that I was doing it, even though it was only like 3 days, it worked quite well, because I could get up, I can have a coffee, I can do my listings, it gets the store active, I can send out offers, and I can just potter around, like, you know, in that bit of the time in the morning where you're still half asleep and not really engaged, and like get a bit of work done, be productive, because you the bulk of the hard work's already done. Then you just get in the car and go down, you know, go around the charity shops, and then go down the unit and do your shipping, and then like prepare the listings for the next day, and then you take the rest of the evening off, and then you know, or you can do, you know, not do whatever, you know, because we all do stuff in the evening. It's a 24/7 job, you know. So even if you're sending out offers, you're looking at stuff, and
Yeah.
and then start again the next day. Get up, your listings are already done. You've just got to finalise them, mate, and go live. So
Yeah, definitely. Have
it's,
you
it's,
been like scheduling listings as well for like the next day?
no, I don't. I only have the basic store subscription.
Mm.
So scheduling listings cost 12p an item.
Okay.
And so I'm not doing that. I think it's free when you get to the middle store, and I don't know. I think they've had a bit of change in that lately. I think there's like a legacy thing now. I don't know. There's a bit. They started charging people when they shouldn't have been charging a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
But no, I tend not to, and I tend not to do a draft bank either, as such, because it makes me lazy. If I have a really, really good day and list, prepare, like do a James and do like 24-hour session, 150 whatever things in the bank, then I'll just get to a point where I won't do any work for the next week. I'll just get, I'll just list my 10 and call it a day, and then do my shipping. So I need to keep the workload constant and say, right, okay, well, if I don't do anything today, then like nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's good to have a few there. If so I'll plan ahead. If I know that I'm going at, like not going to be able to do any work tomorrow, then I'll do a bit of extra work today, but I'll only sort of bank a day or two's as I plan ahead. If I get too many, then I'll just go, oh well, I won't do anything, and I'll just burn that bank down until I get back to zero again. So that's just about, I'm lazy.
I mean, I always try and like think to myself, because for me, actually, the bit I hate the most is listing. Like, I don't mind the packing and everything else and buying whatever, but it's actually getting it on there. That's the bit I hate the most. But once I get going with it, I'm fine. I'm all right, because obviously I know that, well, if I don't list it, it's not going to sell.
Yeah.
But I do sort of like have to think to myself, like, well, actually, if I don't do anything today, it's going to really slow the momentum down. So you've got to do something. Like, you do have to do something every day, don't you, really?
You make the money when you list the item, not when you sell it.
Yeah.
And if you don't list anything, you haven't earned anything today.
Yeah.
Regardless if you've sold £1,000 worth of items, that's paying you for the work that you did. Same as you get your wages at the end of the month. You've got to do the work first. So you earn the money when you go up and do your bank shift.
Yeah.
And then you get the money a week later or whenever. So it's the same with eBay. You earn the money when you list it.
Yeah.
You just get paid for it at some point down the line.
Yeah.
And that's the way you got to look for it. So if you don't list, you're not earning. The rest of it. But I don't mind listing. I don't mind packing. It's very satisfying when you get all your packing done and it says no task pending in your thing.
Yeah.
You've dropped off the post office and you just go done. Especially on Friday afternoon.
Yeah, it's like a clear slate.
Yeah. When it's all done for the week. So.
Yeah, I like that. It's like having a clean slate when you've got no red, like, send nows, and you're like, there we are. Concentrate on other parts now. One thing I have been doing as well, because I went to the eBay Roadshow, and I've been going through all my listings, and where I left some things blank, I've been putting like NA in there instead.
I wanted to talk to you about that because that rep that you had on your video, he's given out conflicting information, because other road shows that said you do not put NA in it because nobody searches for NA.
Yeah.
So the general consensus is to leave it blank, and so when I saw that on your video, I'm going, what? Why is he telling you that? Because it's conflicting information, and it's the same as when you go on live chat or whatever, and you'll ask one rep something, they'll go, oh, you need to do A, and then you'll ask the same question a week later, say, oh no, you shouldn't do A, you need to be doing B.
Because
that's eBay all over. They don't know, they can't give consistent information. So that guy sort of wound me up a little bit. It's like no, because nobody searches for NA.
Yeah, that is true.
Just make sure you get as many item specifics entered as possible.
Yeah.
And if you like the way you're suggesting, it was like, it's like, well, that's completely irrelevant to leave it blank.
Yeah, because I've been leaving everything blank, and I have done for a long time.
Yeah, so have I.
And then he was like, "Oh, you've got like 160 like item specifics missing or whatever." And I was like, "Yeah, but that's because, you know, if I've got this dress, it's asking me for like a character. Well, there isn't a character,
Yeah,
so
it's,
I hadn't
it's
put one
not a
in."
Disney dress; it's a
Yeah,
suit jacket.
just
Yeah, it's
yeah.
like yeah,
So I never put one in, and I said, "Well, should I put like NA then instead? Is it
and it
better
was
to
like
have
he was
something
like,
in
yeah,
there?" And he was like, "Yeah, yeah."
and I'm like, no, don't do it. Yeah, it's like the only one where you should put NA in is the EAN.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
does it because
Well, you
that's
can tick it does not apply.
that's a mandatory one. So
Yeah,
if you haven't got a barcode, then you have to put something, and it will recognise that it's NA because
yeah,
people don't search by EAN as such. You know, it's what we do when we're scanning the barcodes, but it's
yeah,
not a type of word, you know,
yeah,
as such in the search bar unless you put EAN apostrophe next to it.
yeah,
But you know, it's when you're searching for as a human being, nobody searches for NA.
yeah,
No,
yeah. That's true.
otherwise you'll probably end up with something like, you know, everything for North America.
Yeah,
Uh, and it's, you know, it dilutes your search results. So, you know, so I would rather leave it blank than put
yeah,
NA, and I would strongly contest that what that guy said.
yeah. Definitely. I think I'm gonna like leave some because I've got so many like supposedly missing item specifics that just, you know, actually it's just not relevant to that item or
Yeah.
whatever. So I may just leave some. I've done like a fair few with like NA in there, so I might just leave it and just see if it makes a difference. Like,
Mm.
you know, have I now sold these items because I've filled in all the gaps as they want you to do, or actually does it really, you know, make a
Well,
difference?
they've got rid of there used to be a little circle that you had to, you know, like they had to complete. If you filled it in, it would fit. It would like to fill up this little
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
That's gone, and there's also an option that says like, don't ask me these for these specifics again. So if
Okay.
you tick that, it doesn't sit there in your thing going, you've got to fill in item specifics,
Yeah.
unless you sell similar and then relist it, then it comes back.
Is that on your desktop? Because I've still got it on my phone. I've still got the
Yeah.
blue
It's
ring.
it's on the as far as like well, I haven't noticed it. I mean, I'll probably just do everything on autopilot and don't
Yeah,
realise it.
yeah. We'll find out. We'll see what
Mm.
happens. Kevin never had £100+ sale. You'll get there, Kevin. You'll get one. And
Okay. I
it's
had two this weekend.
no reflection on, you know, you or anything like that. Is, you know, sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
Um, Rich was in a snow blizzard at -20 degrees. Yeah, I know, Rich.
Yeah, that's because he's insane. There's no way you'd catch it in the summer. Maybe I'd be out enjoying it and all that, but I'm a warm weather person. So
Yeah,
middle of December, middle of January, no chance. No, I like the warm, but you know, going caving and you know things like that. You know, I enjoy that sort of thing. I like the outdoors.
yeah,
I like, you know, like going, you know, trekking through a forest in the height of summer with all the brambles everywhere. But you know, if
yeah.
it's snow and ice, no, I'm staying indoors. Thank you very much.
I'm just glad that all three of you weren't injured or worse, to be honest. I think you're all quite lucky, to be honest.
Mm,
Um, Kevin, that's what's helped me so far this year, getting bulk lot of photos done, then ads for drafts last year. I didn't get into a good flow at all.
yeah,
Dan's 100% agree with when you list it. And married to reselling, NA definitely bad advice. Leave it blank, and once you've added everything that is relevant, then tick the box not to be reminded.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I did not like how he kind of ignored your question about the parcel you think the customer had and you never got your money for it. Oh, he just said that he was just there to do like kind of, you know, marketplace advice, store advice, that kind of thing, not actual like problem solving kind of thing. So they're just there to kind of just like review your store and
Yeah, he's there for a specific task, and
yeah,
you probably had a lot of other people to get through.
Yeah, they were quite good though, because he spent like 20 minutes with me. So, I kind of thought they were just gonna like open it up, be like, yeah, okay, yep, it's shit. Okay, right now. But they weren't like it was helpful. And he was trying to find things to, help improve and things. So
Yeah. So like, he was picking up on keywords and sort of
yeah,
making sure you use all 80, as many of the 80 characters
yeah,
given as possible. That was good advice.
yeah,
It was just that one thing that was like, no.
yeah. When I've done sell similars now, I'm just going back through to the title and just adding in, extra words. What else could I put in there, and
Yeah.
things like that now. Just making all my titles a bit longer. Just looking again at the item specifics. Obviously, I have been putting NA in some things, but I may not carry that on.
Yeah, you will soon get very bored of putting NA in.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah,
just make sure you get all the ones that are relevant in, and make sure you do all the
yeah,
ones that are relevant,
yeah,
even if it means you've got to go and look it up or remeasure or
yeah,
something like that, rather than just leave it blank, because they do. The more you get filled, the more it does help sell your item. But
yeah,
if they're not relevant, don't put anything in, because they're not, because nobody's searching for that
yeah,
item anyway.
yeah,
So there's no point in putting NA in it, because it's eBay's crappy servers that you've got to deal with.
yeah. And to be fair, I mean, I've always left things blank because I've always sort of gone with the logic of, well, if you put things that aren't relevant, in these categories, it just confuses the algorithm, and it's not going to find it. So yeah. Although I have to admit, when I asked him about it, I didn't think he looked like totally sure himself.
Yeah, I think that's. I think it is more of a training issue at eBay's end than the actual staff members themselves, because they do get. There's so many different ways that we can get in contact with eBay. There's like Facebook for business. There's live chat. There's the telephone. There's people at roadshows, and like, they are not consistent across all their platforms. I mean, you like with the telephone, sometimes you'll get Ireland, sometimes you'll get out in like the Philippines or wherever they've got their
Yeah,
overboard call centers, and like the advice is not consistent, and it's not consistent through countries either. So something that works for us, the Americans are going, no, that does not work on ebay.com. It might
yeah,
work on ebay.co.uk, and it might work on ebay.de for
yeah,
but it's different. It's like, because like eBay's just been sort of built on top of itself over the last 25 years, and it needs rebuilding from the ground up. And so it's a patchwork of all sorts of different bits and things like that. That's why some parts of the website look like modern, and some bits still look like they work on Windows 98.
yeah,
They've just layered it, and this is why you get so many problems with it, because it will just
yeah,
kill over when they try to change something. And it goes for the advice. They just they don't all have the same advice. They don't have the same single rule book, because
yeah,
it's a patchwork of what's been built over
yeah,
20 years.
yeah. Whenever I phone eBay, for any, problems or whatever, not that I phone them often, I sound like I do, but I don't. I always get through like to the Americans, and I always find them like quite rude on the phone as well. I don't know.
I tend not to use the phone. I tend my first protocol is usually Facebook for business, eBay for business
Yeah,
on Facebook, because I find them the most consistent in their responses, in what
yeah,
they actually say is what's actually correct. Then followed by phoning up and getting Ireland, and
yeah,
that tends to be a morning thing, sort of like 9ish in the morning. You tend to get a better chance of getting through to them. And I will use live chat if it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I really
yeah,
get this problem off my head before I go to bed, kind of thing. And
yeah,
then I always end up getting frustrated with them, and like
yeah,
not listening to what I'm saying, and like just being bored of being thanked for my 9 years of service to them.
yeah,
And it's like, I know how long I've been on eBay. You don't need to tell me. You don't need something like, it's just like, just it's one of those corporate speak things. But if eBay, Facebook, eBay for Business should be the first port of call, I think, because they are the team they've got there is very good.
Yeah, definitely. Jilly B says, Rich, you and the others did amazing. What an achievement and boost to confidence and mental health. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Sharon, why is my spanner not showing? Because I couldn't add you, Sharon, because there was a million Sharon Bradfords, but now I can see you're a red Sharon Bradford. I can give you a spanner. Sophie, don't use advanced promotions as he suggested either.
No.
Why is that then?
Right. Okay. So, like, you understand the difference between the standard promotions, like 2% plus, and their new one, this advanced promotion where basically you pay per click.
Yeah.
The eBay were very generous last year, sort of around about October-ish time, to give sort of £500 worth of credit for this. I don't remember if you saw that promotion. So I and Carbook Chris and a few others, we gave it a go. We created campaigns for all our listings, and it worked. Right, for the first point, it works. You get sales from it, but it's expensive. So like over the course of the promotion, we probably did about £500 worth of sales. But if we had been paying for ourselves, it would have cost us about £400 worth in ads.
Oh, wow.
Very expensive. Right? If you're selling just one-off items of tat like we are, it's not worth paying per click, because you could set it up to be 10p per click on a £25 item. You get 250 clicks on it. That's your profit. That's everything gone. That's cost you £25 for that sale. So that the advanced promotions is very much for those that have got 20,000 of a specific item, and and because so if you're known with, like, when you sell multiple quantities, once you've sold the first few, the algorithm kicks in and it will carry on. You will get sales off it. There are some people that will have 10 items in their store, but 10,000, sort of an unlimited quantity of each that they just keep resupplying. So they're not listing every day. They're not keeping the algorithm going by constantly listing. Those items have got the momentum. The algorithm keeps going because they keep selling those quantities. So it's a self-fulfilling thing. So having an advertising campaign every now and again, so right, okay, I've got a budget of £100 to promote this and sell it, and like they might only break even across the sales they make over, but it keeps the algorithm going. So as I said, it was very surprised that like this guy was suggesting that to you, because you would lose money, because what it costs you to make those sales would be more than what you would get from the sale of the item, the cost of the item, the postage, and the eBay fees. So don't do it. Just prove it. But it is a very good thing, but not for us, not for resellers, not for single item resellers.
No, it's all right if, like you say, if you're selling multiples and multiples.
It does work. It does get you sales. It's just an expensive way of doing it.
Yeah. Limelight, good evening. That's no problem. And we've got Lindsay and Alvin in. Hello.
Sorry, Dave, I don't like Gary Baldis. You're a bit behind in the chat. I'm further down in here. He says everyone loves a Gary Baldy. It's like, no, I don't. Sorry, Dave.
I don't know if I've ever had a Garibaldi. Don't think I have.
I think everyone's had a Garibaldi. I just don't think everybody likes them. I don't.
Oh God! Right, I'm scrolling down a little bit now. I'm catching up a little bit. Just scrolling. Yeah. If you had a whole bunch of TV props, for example, you could try to target that market, but for one-offs, advanced promotions futile. Yeah, definitely. I think I've made it to the bottom. And Bill's a Moon, hello. And Jilly B says that they're rank biscuits.
Well, I don't think they're the worst biscuit ever. It's just like not for me. I don't like them. I've started something now.
Have you ever kind of thought, like, 'cause obviously you're predominantly like eBay seller. Have you ever kind of thought sometimes like, oh, I might be putting all my eggs in one basket? Like, should I try and sell elsewhere, or are you just quite happy doing what you do?
As I've said, I've tried. It is very difficult to try and keep up momentum on more than one platform at the same time. If
Mm,
so right, okay, well, I'm going to set up an Etsy account, and then
yeah,
you start sending Etsy's, yeah, sort of that, then you could get engrossed in Etsy, and then your eBay starts falling aside. So you've got, and if you let eBay go, then you stop getting sales. So you go, oh,
yeah,
okay, but I need to start doing eBay again, and then you do that, and then Etsy sort of withers away, and it's
yeah,
that like trying to keep the space bit. And so I just don't have the, to coin a phrase of Nick, I don't have the headspace for it. I don't.
yeah,
It's a lot. So where so if as I say, I'm in the position that I'm lucky enough that if I had no income, we've still got enough money coming in to cover everything. So
yeah,
if eBay keeled over for an entire month, say that Royal Mail, the Royal Mail cyber attack that they had last week.
yeah,
If
yeah,
eBay got under a cyber attack and it took them a month to resolve it, and nobody could buy or sell on eBay for an entire month because of a similar situation, I would be okay.
yeah,
It's not an issue. Like we could still afford to pay our extortionate electricity bills, so I can afford to keep to just keep with just one basket. I've tried other baskets, and eBay always suffers for it. So I'm quite happy to stay in my little basket. Whereas everybody, it's the same. This, any questions, like everybody's eBay business is different. So what's suitable for
yeah,
one, not suitable. There
yeah,
are others. If you are solely reliant on your income as a reseller, then sticking with just one platform like eBay is probably not the best idea.
yeah,
Yeah, you would. I mean, you've got your nursing income to rely on.
yeah,
So if eBay fell over for a month, you would be okay as well.
yeah,
You would just pick up a few extra bank ships.
yeah,
But if you were a full time like reseller like I am, but didn't have a second income coming in, then you'd need like Depop or Etsy
yeah,
or something like that, so that you've got, even if you're not using it as much, not put you can sort of like, you've got an established account that you could just pull all your like listings out of one and farm it onto another.
yeah,
One platform suddenly become if you got suspended on eBay for whatever reason, then you could just go, right, okay, well, just take all that stock that you got, relist it elsewhere, and you could get up and running in a day.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
So
I
it all depends on your circumstances, but for me,
Yeah,
it's enough.
I use just eBay and Vinted now. I was doing eBay, Vinted, and Depop, but I didn't really want to invest in like a cross listing software. I was just doing it all manually myself.
Yeah, I mean,
And
that's if I was into clothing, if
mm,
I was to get, then I would probably have more than one store, because I would have the Depop and the Vinted, and I think what's the other one that's coming soon? It's in America, Poshmark.
oh
That's
yeah, yeah,
launching that over here. Then it makes sense, because then you could just use Zip Sale and just have it across the 3 or 4 platforms. But just because I don't do clothes, it's not as necessary.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I sacked off Depop because I just wasn't really getting any sales from it. It
No,
was really
sounds great.
hassle that it was worth.
I listed a bit of clothing on there, and I didn't really get any interest on it.
No, I just found it more hassle than it was worth, so I sacked that off.
Yeah.
And I'd say, like, some weeks I get 50% of my sales are eBay and 50% are Vinted.
Mm.
And the nice thing about Vinted is that I don't have to sell as much as I would on eBay to get kind of the same amount of money, if
But
you know what I
you
mean.
have to be careful with Vinted, though, because they're not supposed to allow business sellers. So it's like
No,
like George, your account could just get kicked off at any moment.
yeah. But
If
I
once they get wind of that you're being a business.
yeah. I think I'll be all right. I think my secret's safe, hopefully.
Well, you never
We'll
know.
see.
Only takes one person to like. just upset the wrong person on one of your videos, and that's it. They'll have all your accounts shut down.
Yeah,
I don't like that, Sophie.
No.
Dear Vintage.
Yeah,
This
get
person.
rid of her. Can't stand her. Get rid of her. Reseller dens, cross listing for me, waste time. I could be putting 2 items on eBay for the one item onto the platforms. Yeah.
If you're doing it manually, yes. If you're doing something like zip sale, then it's it's a lot quicker. But it's the story that the fishing rods in your ponds.
Yeah.
But so I do get what he's saying though. So you concentrate on one platform, but sort of.
Yeah, I'm pretty good with my eBay and Vinted. I'm quite happy with that. Apart from I just want to sell more, like we all do. But apart from that, I'm pretty happy with that. eBay Gum. I've looked at like eBay Gum's website. It just looks really weird. It looks more like one of them like dodgy wholesale websites.
Yeah.
It's a bit strange. I feel like there was loads of hype around it and like nothing kind of happened.
Yeah, so that happens more often than I mean, eBay. I think eBay does need a solid competitor. Okay, yeah. Because I mean, you've got all of it. I mean, sort of like we've got Vinted and Depop, and they're all very much sort of close. But it's like there isn't an everything.
No,
like eBay and like a proper marketplace that you can sell absolutely anything on, and there's it's like there isn't that correct. So eBay is sort of like they're trying to be a bit too much out like Amazon, and there isn't any real direct competition. I mean, they're losing market share to all those, but there isn't like something that's going to come along and just wipe them out. And all the while that there isn't, they will just keep fanny farting around and just do what they want and try and clean out as much fees from us sellers as possible.
Yeah, because you've got nowhere else to go, have you? That's
no. No, that's it. If you're an everything seller, you haven't got anywhere else to go. I mean, sort of like Etsy needs to be over 20 years old or handmade.
Yeah.
Sort of, Vinted is not for business accounts, and if you start selling a lot of everything, then you'll very soon get banned on there. And Depop is mostly closed with a little bit of other stuff as well. So other than that, you're back to Gumtree.
Yeah.
So I don't want that.
No. Apparently, Gary Boulder's a dead fly biscuits. A lot of biscuit chat going on, guys.
Yeah, making me hungry.
Although I think I'd quite like the Aldi white chocolate biscuits. White chocolate is literally like one of my favourite things.
I don't mind a bit of white chocolate. I'm a dark chocolate person.
Are you?
I mean, I'm a dark chocolate person altogether, but out of the three, I'd have dark chocolate.
Really?
Dark
Wow.
chocolate digestives over milk chocolate any day of the week.
Kevin has got a question for you, if I can click it. You have money in your hand to go out and buy a label printer. Which one would you buy?
Zebra GK 420D, hands down, no question about it. I went out and bought. We had them where I worked. I worked for a local hospital in the pathology department, and so obviously the labels that you get for when you're doing your phlebotomy and all labels on it. The printers that we had in there were Zebras. They do not break. They just don't. If they break, you've done something to it. That's like they are workhorses, and like the GK420D. I went out and bought, so like I said, I started in August. I think by the end of September, I had one. It is the best invention, the best thing that you can have for your business out of anything else. It's like when you see the newbies come in and say, well, what do I need to buy for my business? Get a Zebra. I mean, like there's demos out there, but you can pick up one for second hand. I don't know what they are second hand at the moment, around about £150. That will be the best £150, even second hand, that you will invest in your business ever.
Yeah. Loads of people rave about the zebras, don't they? I think
Yeah.
most of my chats are pretty questions at the start.
There's the two. There's the zebra and there's the Dymo, and the Dymo takes very specific, specific labels. Like the zebra will use generic ones. There's a few Chinese branded like things that work just as well. It's fine. It depends how many labels, but the zebra, you can get it anywhere. You can get it on eBay, and you can get readily available, and they're relatively cheaper as second hand. And yeah, like Lee says, Dymo use their own special labels, but you can get, if you've got a Royal Mail business account, you get the labels for free. I've got another 2 rolls out there that arrived in the post the other day. 500, and they just work. It's like I would not part with that thing for love nor money.
Yeah, loads of people say that about like zebras. Vinted are trialing business accounts in France. Yeah, they are trialing business accounts because Vinted is actually like a French platform. That's where it originates from. So they are trialing like business accounts. How that's gonna like look, I don't know. How it's gonna like translate. Whether they're gonna have one site for one site for another, or make you pay a fee or something.
They'll make you pay a fee. I mean, so I think with Vinted, it's they very much wanted to be. We are not. So we want to be people selling to people. We want to be people selling their pre-love stuff to people, which is all very well. But there comes a point where it's like, well, they need to make profit as a company. They need to grow as a company, and once they've got their name established of what they are, and they've got their identity, and they've set themselves apart from every other company out there, then they can start adding the businesses in and work out what the best model for that is. But there will be a fee, and it will need to be relatively transparent to the end users and customer friendly. So if they do it the right way, then it's right. But they will have to go business users at some point, otherwise they will just stagnate.
Yeah, definitely. Reseller dens, I was expecting January sales to be slow, but they are in line with Christmas. Has anyone else seen the same?
January tends to be my best month, and tends to be better than December, because December tends to stop halfway through the month. Even in a normal year without the strikes, there's a cut-off date, and there's that sort of week in the middle when nobody's buying anything online because it won't get there in time for Christmas. So I tend to find December, it's like January is always better than December, not quite as good as November. And then sort of February tends to be the slow month.
Yeah. I certainly found literally Boxing Day thereon until about sort of the 10th of January, I was selling stuff like every day on both eBay and Vinted.
Yeah.
I found it slowed down a little bit, and I think this is where people are starting to think, God, I haven't been paid since like probably before Christmas. Do you know what I mean? And stuff.
The credit card bills have started to arrive in the post now. It's middle of the month, so the credit card bills have started to arrive.
Yeah,
people are starting to feel the pinch a little bit. So it'll pick up in another week once people start getting the money.
Yeah, I think once people are like paid again at the end of January, because it's like a 5-week month, isn't it, for most people? Like it's such a long payday. I mean, especially like if you're on monthly pay in the NHS, you get paid on like the 23rd of December and then not again until the last day in January. So it's a really long time. So I can kind of see why there's a real slump for me at the moment, because I think people just haven't got money at the minute. But as soon as they get paid, it'll be fine. But definitely the first couple of weeks was absolutely fine.
Yeah, just keep listening through it.
Yeah, definitely. I eat broken biscuits because the calories fall out.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to go with that as well, that the calories fall out. Nigel at VGM, you can get Beckley labels for the Dymo printer for less than half price of original and work just as good. Nice advice, thank you. January has been great for us, better than Christmas, but eBay seems to turn our shop off for December, worse than ever. Yeah. Oh, that's a bit annoying.
I can answer Jilly B's question about Royal Mail.
I've missed that.
There has been an update this evening. They think they've got a workaround in place, so they are trying to slowly process the parcels that they're already sitting on. They are still advising for the time being not to send anything to them. So the post offices are not accepting any international shipping at the moment. So their idea is they want to see that this works and then process the majority of what they're sitting, because they've got a good week's worth of parcels that have, they're in the network that they can't get out the country. They're just sitting in their warehouses. So they want to clear that before they open it back up again. But it looks like they might have a workaround in place, and that's information as of about 2 hours ago.
I've actually swapped virtually everything on my store to Every, and I'm really glad I have, actually, because I was using Royal Mail, and then I lost about 70 quid's worth of stuff in that item not received cases, and I've swapped everything over to Every, and it's so much easier for me now because the Tesco's Express is literally up the road there from me.
Yep.
So I can just order through Pack Link on my phone, just go up to the Tesco's, just use the QR reader, label it all up, and then give it behind the counter. And I wish I'd done it sooner, actually, rather than traipsing to the post office, waiting in line for like half hour, and then as they're doing your stuff and then going out. So yeah, I wish I'd done it sooner. And it is slightly cheaper. Like I was paying £3.35, now I'm paying £2.75.
Yeah.
So it is slightly cheaper. So I wish I'd done it sooner.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I've not personally had any issues with Every or Hermes. It's that I have to drive past the post office to get to the unit, and therefore it's on the way back. Plus the charity shop's right next door. If I want to drop to Every, I've got to go about 1.5 miles out of my way, like along a very busy bypass, and it's opposite a school, which is not good. So I do use Every, but I will use the post office, Royal Mail as a default, because I have to literally go past it every day to get anywhere. So, and they're good in there. I give them presents every Christmas and they look after me the rest of the year.
Yeah. Chop chop. No council tax, February and March. Oh, I know. I dream about this from like November time usually, because it's just a nice little break. And then when it comes back out again in like April, I'm like, what the fuck?
It goes up like £1 million each year.
Yeah.
I weren't paying that much 2 months ago. It's got up at least £100.
Thankfully, we don't send abroad, only via GSP and using Every now instead of Royal Mail. Yeah, I only use GSP. I don't obviously send things off abroad otherwise. Sophie, how is your month of full-time reselling going?
Yeah, that's a good question. What are you doing?
I am loving it, to be honest. I really don't want to go back to work, but I have to go back.
I know, it's nice, isn't it? And it's like just doing what you want to do. And it's like I'm making the money myself. I'm responsible for what's in my bank account.
I find that actually, I do have a full-time job, but it's not paying me for full-time. Like for sourcing, photoing, listing, storing, skewing, social media, all the other things around it as well. Like I feel like actually I do have a full-time job in this. I could easily work 8, 9, 10 hours a day on it, but it's just not paying me that full-time wage.
That's the difficult bit. Like, the actual process. I've always said that the actual process of reselling, of going out and buying stock and selling it and shipping it, and that's the easy bit. It's like doing it consistently enough and hard enough and keeping the momentum going is like to earn a full-time living out of it is the difficult bit. Which is why it works so well as a side hustle, because you can start and stop it as and when you can fit it around your wrist. To do it full time is like you slack off and about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's like I had a day, was it Sunday? I think I had like a hangover day before I spoke to Amanda. So I didn't really do anything on the Sunday. And I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to play catch up now because I haven't done anything today. But yeah, I do really enjoy it. I still plan to go full time at some point, but I'm gonna have to make sure that I've got really good money up, behind me before I do that. Because
And that we don't have another pandemic.
no. And what I've earned so far in this month, it wouldn't cover my bills. So I, I know anyway that I'd need like a good chunk of money up behind me to be able to go full time anyway.
But it's good experience, and it tells you like what you need to do to get. It's like, okay, well, what's it's like, this is how many sales I've had this month. This is how much money that is, and this is how many bills I've had to pay out. This is what I'm left with. Like then it's easy to work out. Okay, what I need to double that, triple that to cover as a minimum level income. And it's like, well, can I achieve that?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, yes. So how do I achieve that? Like you can make plans and you can like, and so well, I busted my ass for 12 hours a day for a week, like to do it to full time without having to worry a day job, and that still wasn't quite. So it was like, okay, so where's my efficiencies? It was like, can I sustain? Can I do that for 40, 50? Because like some weeks in the summer you're doing 70, 80 hour weeks.
Yeah.
With the boot sales and the traveling and everything added in. And then there's other weeks you might do 20 hours.
Yeah.
So it's like it's very good exercise to try and do it full time for a little bit to see whether it is for you or not.
Yeah. And I'm glad I have done it. Like I'm glad that I have taken this month to be like, I'm gonna be a full time reseller this month. Because
you still got 2 weeks left of it.
So I know. I feel like it's gone really fast, like already, and I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
I'm already thinking like, shit, 4th of February, I'm back to work. But yeah, I'm not going to know what's hit me. It's going to be such a shock going back to work. I'm going to be like, I don't actually know how to be a nurse anymore. Like, I don't know what I'm doing.
No. So have they tried calling you in for the strikes? Is it like, do you want to shift? Come on.
No, well, my manager knows that I'm off for a whole month anyway.
So they're not bothering you.
They haven't done, no. So yeah, but oh god, I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds. Like every day, you book the shift down through like an app, and you can literally just scroll and scroll and scroll for like one day. Yeah. There's never any days without shifts, like ever. So it's fine. Full-time eBay can be harder than full-time employment. I still prefer full-time eBay.
I think it can be harder. I think it is harder in almost all jobs, because if you don't put the effort in, you don't get it back out, and it does stop very quickly.
Yeah.
If you stop putting the effort in, you stop making the money very, very quickly.
Yeah. It's definitely harder than working employed, but keep going, you'll do it. I hope so. That's where I want to get.
It's more fun.
Yeah,
you don't have a boss going, they tend to call this. And it's like, no way.
Yeah, I like having total control over my day. Like, it doesn't really matter what time I get up, as long as I still list and ship and everything else. Like, it's fun. But yeah, I am gonna probably be in a very bad mood when I go back to work.
And so you should be. I don't want to do this anymore. I think it was probably after a week's annual leave that I decided, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I've handed in my notice. I just didn't. So I'm giving you my notice. So they tried to tell me I needed to give 2 months notice. Because they changed it in.
They did.
My contract was 4 weeks. And then they changed it to 8 weeks, like a couple of years before. And I said, well, you're supposed to give 8 weeks notice. So I went home and I got my contract and I said, this is what I've signed in black and white. 4 weeks, and they had to honour it. As much
really?
as I didn't it's like, that's the contract. So if you wanted me to do 8 weeks, then you needed to have had me re-signing the updated contract, and you never did.
Yeah, they are naughty though. Yeah, they are naughty though, and they will try and get round things. I mean, even like with me, when I left my substantive post and went onto the bank, the contract like clearly says you'll be paid in like 1 week arrears, but you're not. You're paid in 2, and it's like, well, that's not what I've signed. And then they're just like, yeah, but that's how it is. It's like, but that's not what you said it was.
Just use the T word with them, and they soon sort of come round.
Yeah.
Tribunal. Is that right? It's fine. We'll let it go this time, but in future.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. All right then.
Kevin, my situation, I have security, live at mum's. Yeah, you do. But you know, everyone's situation is different, and you know, lots of different things will work for different people. So we've done about an hour now. So usually try and keep these down to kind of 45 minutes to an hour anyway, so you guys don't get too bored of my face.
This is officially your longest live stream.
Is it? Oh wow! Thank you.
About 3 minutes. Because I keep talking and don't stop. Like, did you get me going or something? No,
it's fine. I've put your channel in the description, Damien. So I think most people are, but if you're not subscribed to Damien, then please go and subscribe, and please start from video number 1 and just keep it on loop in your front room while you're pottering about, so you can get his watch hours up.
How many we got in the chat?
There is 30.
30, right? So it's 50 minutes each.
Yeah. That's all you got to do.
50 hours each. 50 hours each. So just leave it running for 2 days. Turn your computer, put your computer monitor on silent for 2 days.
Yeah, and then that's it done. Then
that's it. That'll be done. I'll be all right by the end of the I'll get there when I get there. It's fine. So I'm very grateful to anybody that watches any of my videos, and even more grateful for anyone that subscribes.
Yeah. Next week, I've got Lindsay and Alvin on, so that'll be fun. That'll be nice, chatting all about dumpster diving. So do join us next week as well, same time as 7 o'clock. And thanks so much for joining, everyone, and I'll catch you all next week. See you soon.
Bye.